Hey, Andy, this is pretty much the only time we get to talk, right? So what was that bike report? This is the first test drive shot. Mama's gonna go by herself. Okay, let her go. I know you want to go.
Alright, see you guys soon.
You're back.
It was a good ride. I mostly didn't use the battery just because I wanted to see how it felt. But when I did, some interesting things happened. There would be, I don't know pattern, but some, like, the battery symbol would flash and go to 0 and
Oh, come on.
wailed a wiffle ball at Ivy.
Oh, hold on. Reset for Shaw. Okay, all right, it's my turn to ride. What was the rest of your report?
So, there were, never mind, I'll do it later. The one thing I did that I felt nervous about riding the Madsen was when I was standing next to the bike and I had like pulled into a space and I needed to make a hairpin turn before I got on the bike. I needed to turn it to face the other direction, and it got to be doing that because that thing where the wheel was almost perpendicular to the body of the bike. And so I was imagining if I had 75 pounds worth of kids, it could have actually fallen over. Yeah. And so what to do in that situation? It was, I had stopped, right? So I think in hindsight, they would just have to get out and I would turn the bike around and they'd get back in, or something like that.
What else did we say? The battery was loose, that's why the motor was a little hesitant, and the side shark needs the key to lock it in, which I disagree with, because some batteries you can put in and out without locking them and they work.
Right.
This one actually needs a key. If you lose the key, I don't think it stays into the thing. And the key won't stay in the battery, so you have to put on a keychain after you lock it. It's minor.
I'm just sort of looking at the
I did have to program I didn't realize I had to program the screen with the settings of the 20-inch circumference rear wheel. I brought the max speed down to 14, and that helped steady everything out, and went through all the settings on the screen, and I'm trying to think of what else. It's been riding great. It was really powerful, much more powerful than the 750 watt hub motor in the Radwagon, even though this is limited to 750 watts from the factory, even though it's a 1000 watt motor with a peak 1600 watts. It's got a lot more torque and a lot more efficiency as a mid-drive. We don't have a gear sensor yet to turn the motor off when we shift, but I felt the motor turning off when I shifted it. It might sense something. I can't figure that out. I did feel something. I also had a slight sense of the front chainring being a little off, like Dave said, from VT Bike, or V-Bike.
Yeah.
That we might need a new chainring with a couple more teeth or something to be perfectly in sync.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
You noticed that too? But otherwise, awesomeness. And the only wrinkle was that the cushions on the bike, the Velcro isn't attached very well, and I'm writing the company about that because it was a little dismaying. But we're working on that. Otherwise, it was really amazing. Low center of gravity, that's what we were talking about actually, is that the center of gravity is still so low on this bike it feels planted. And with the increased weight of the motor, which is really low, below the crank practically, all its weight, and the battery just above the crank, the whole bike is still really, really low. It's awesome.